4 things that you're going to absolutely hate about final expense telesales. So before you head into this industry, hope you enjoy this video. The 4 things that you're going to hate about final expense insurance sales by phone. So I'm going to get through this with you. But before I dive into this content, jasonfinalexpense.com. I do have some free resources on my website for your taking. You're welcome to those. And I do recruit agents across this nation. We sell life, Medicare, and annuities face-to-face, but more importantly, in the telespace. So thanks for joining me today. But the first thing that you're going to hate about final expense telesales by phone is the fact that you will have isolation. You've got to remain seated if you want a chance at being successful. And a lot of agents, they may think in theory that it sounds great that they can sit at a desk and bang that phone out all day, every day. But sometimes you get into a position where you start realizing who you are. Okay. It's crazy because the only person that you're talking to is prospects, and ringtones, and listening to answering machines. The isolation is real. And some agents absolutely despise that feeling. They go stir crazy. They're like, well, I'm going to work for a couple hours and then I got to go for a walk around the block, which turns into them walking away from their career. You cannot neglect the phone if you want a chance at being profitable. So isolation is the one thing that some agents just hate. Okay. You got to know who you are before you head into this industry because it is a real thing. If you want to be profitable, you got to pound the phones. Your mindset has to be right. There's ways of mitigating this, but you may very well hate final expense telesales because of the isolation. It's like solitary confinement. If you've ever watched Lock Up Raw, you see people out in general population. Okay, that's important. You can hang with good agents, hang with other people, but when you head into lockdown, okay, now you're in a position where you're in solitary confinement. That is what is engaging about final expense telesales is you are the craziest person in the room. As a final expense telesales insurance agent, you're on that phone and you know who you are, you know what to do, and you're not going to be in a position that you're afraid of much of anything by that phone. You've gotten that out of you, but isolation is real. You got to remain seated, just like in class. You got to remain seated if you want a chance of being successful. So the first thing you're going to hate potentially is the isolation. All right. If you're not a part of something, you may fall apart. If you work for some IMO, FMO that makes you a schedule, a calendar to talk to somebody, or you don't have a good work family like what we do at jasonfinalexpense.com, you're going to be really not liking the isolation. You're all by yourself, and the loneliest number is 1. Let me share with you, in final expense telesales, you will feel lonely if you don't have a good culture and a good work family to call home like what we do every day. So understand, mindset is strong, but isolation is big when it's just you, your leads, and the phone. You can find yourself frustrated and hating this industry because it's so darn lonely. Okay. So the next, thing that you may very well hate is the folks that you're going to be led to talk to, called leads. In the final expense market, they're the most amazing folks on the planet, but let me share with you, they know how to procrastinate. They know how to shine you on, and they're so good at it. And you're going to be maybe hating this career because you are engaging with your prospects in the same way that you would engage with your friends and how you would operate. And you sometimes have trouble overcoming that as a new agent or even a veteran agent in this space if you're used to dealing with a middle income class clientele base or a higher class of financial wealth of a prospect, because you say what you mean and you do what you say. And if you expect that out of the final expense clients, you're not going to be happy, because you will get professionally, and I mean professionally, avoided. Oh, wow, Jason, thank you for calling me today. I'm really busy. Can you call me tomorrow? Wink, wink. And then you're talking to like Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's horrible. Okay, so you're going to hate sometimes the leads. If you don't know how to handle them, you may very well hate the leads because you're like being led on a wild goose chase. Okay. So the first thing you're going to hate is isolation if you're taking notes. The second thing you're going to hate is the leads sometimes because you feel like you're on a wild goose chase. They didn't buy from me. They told me they would be here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Why aren't they here? If you're a whiner, you're going to hate final expense telesales because to be a winner, you've got to have your mind right and your methods tight. But leads will operate differently than a middle class or an upper class prospect. just how it is. It's the nature of the beast. So in final expense telesales, you very well may not like the lead flow. Okay. I dig it. I love these great people. And so does our work family. We do great and we love it, but we're prepared for every no that comes. We're prepared for what's going to take place. You've got to be positioned right if you want a chance of finding profitability and success with final expense telesales. It's amazing, but you very well may hate the leads if you're coming from a professional industry and you're diving into final expense telesales, expecting that everybody's going to tell you the truth. It's not, okay? You're going to get lied to as an insurance agent from prospects saying, I'll be here tomorrow. They're professional avoiders, then they aren't. Oh, I got that money. I'll do it next week. Okay. Wink, wink. And then they're gone. Casper, poof, that ghost just popped. That is what the leads are sometimes with final expense, telesales, even face-to-face. You may very well hate the leads. If you're used to a more professional, polished lead, you may hate the leads. All right. So the next thing that you may not like is when you're in a position that you need an insane level of skill set. Final expense telesales is magical. It's amazing, but you very well may hate the fact that people are dropping the balls on you. I mean, your prospects, they tell you things. And let me share with you, if you aren't tightly scripted, you're not going to be transacting. You're going to be dropping balls all day long because you didn't have a good proven power script, a good proven platform. And you're dropping these balls not only for your business, which is what you're about, but you may hate the fact that they're telling you, the prospect, oh, we'll talk to you tomorrow, wink, wink. And once again, the leads, okay, professional avoiders. You have to be in a place that your script is tight and you've got to be self-disciplined. It's important. So tip number 3, understand that clients will drop the ball on you. You need to have good quarterbacking, good scripts. The script does matter. And if you get sloppy, you're going to hate this industry, because if you get sloppy in telesales, little things become big, big problems in this industry. Something that sounds so minuscule in the face-to-face play can be massive in the telespace. When you are doing final expense telesales, small things become big things if you let that dog off the chain. Okay, so don't do this. You've got to have good scripts. You got to be tight. You've got to be constantly honing your skill set. That's why you need to be a part of something like a good work family, so you can stay in your lane, stay good, stay great. But let me share with you, if you get sloppy, you're going to hate final expense telesales. It's just a different beast. Okay. The 4th thing that you're going to probably hate about final expense telesales is the fact that it's going to require you to take control of your business. And sometimes if you're a W-2 mindset where you need to be told what to do, and you're in a position where, you know what, it's been a tough day, I think I'm just going to go take the rest of the day off. Okay, I'm just going to be a little lazy today. And all of us have a little bit of lazy in us, right? We got to acknowledge that. And if you're not an agent that has extreme discipline and extreme determination, you may never make it, and you may really hate final expense telesales. You can't put in part-time hours and expect full-time income when you haven't found success yet. And that's why I say it's so important to vet your trainer. But you've got to look yourself in the mirror and know, am I making the most out of every call? Am I making the most out of every minute that I can operate? You're in charge of the operation. Are you overcoming the barriers and building a business, or are you letting those habits put you into a place where now you don't even have a job? Okay. You're like, oh, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is going to take your success away today. So understand you must be extremely disciplined in final expense telesales. You can do face-to-face insurance, okay, in my agency, and no big deal, honestly. Face-to-face, just go banging up doors, seeing if people, you'll be fine, okay? You can be a goob and still make great money with the face-to-face play. With final expense telesales, it's not the truth. Tip number 1, isolation. You've got to handle what this business is about, but you've got to get under your own skin and understand that you're comfortable in that chair. Okay. If you want to capitalize, you got to be in a position where you got good leads and you know how to handle this demographic so that you can be decisive and not get led on a wild goose chase that'll frustrate you as a new agent. But you've got to have good scripting. You're going to drop a lot of balls if you're using these free Frankenstein scripts out there. And my goodness, it's no fun if that's you. Okay. But understand the habits are going to keep you healthy, just like bad habits put you into the ground earlier, right? Good habits keep you, okay, feeling good, fancy free, but it's not about anything more than discipline and absolute grit and determination. It's not about what you know. It's not about what you know. It's by what you do that matters. What do you do today? What did you do today? Not what do you know? Oh, I know I should have been on the phone. Oh, I know I should have not been organizing my CRM all day. Avoidance behavior versus high action, and having the best ability to succeed in this industry. It takes you grinding and shining. You've got to be in a position where you go, 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 you do, which is why isolation is great for some, horrible for others, because what happens is when they get into a position of fight or flight, they fly. Okay. And if that's you, let me share with you, if you don't have good discipline, don't have a good work family, that habitual behavior will get you hobbling out of this industry as fast as you came. So the 4 things you're going to hate: isolation. You may hate the leads. I love them. But if you're dealing with maybe a higher end clientele base and you jump into final expense, you're going to hate these leads if you don't understand how to handle them. But having Frankenstein scripts, you're not going to like this industry real. Okay. Not going to leave a good taste in your mouth. Okay. Make sure you got a good quarterback that has truly had success with final expense telesales personally. Make sure you vet your trainer, vet your agency. Ask your trainer, how many years have you done insurance? How many years have you done telesales? Okay. You want to know this. Don't be in a position where you're dropping balls because your quarterback's never even known how to complete anything. Okay. You got to vet your trainer. Make sure you're learning from the best, the top of the food chain, so you've got the best chance of survival in an industry that eats agents up. Okay. Face-to-face, telesales, doesn't matter. 90+% of the agent force never makes it. You've got to put yourself in a position that you can powerfully move with discipline, grind, grit, and determination if you want to make it. And I know you do. So the 4 things you're going to hate. Hope you enjoyed the content today. If I can serve you in any way at all, feel free to reach out. JasonFinalExpense.com. I love Final Expense, Medicare. I love annuity sales. It's so great. So if I can be of a resource or of a help to you in any way, feel free to reach out. But the industry does look like hard work. And yes, in the telesale space, the loneliest number is 1. Make sure that's not you. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.